feel like I planted this corn way too far apart. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, I'm Kathryn, the Aerogarden Homesteader, and today I am doing an outside garden update because it's been a little while. So this is how the grapes are doing. I did order a fan for the 3D printer, so hopefully that will get in soon and I can get that started again. If you guys don't use Fetch or Ibotta, you should look into it. We like to use them to scan our receipts, and that's how I sort of save up Amazon credit, because I can, redeem the points for gift cards. Comes in handy for little emergency purchases like this. Anyways, so this is how the corn is doing. I feel like I planted this corn way too far apart. Now, I was trying to do the Three Sisters. My squash, I don't know if you can see it down there with the big yellow flowers. My squash is slowly winding its way through. I don't think I planted enough squash plants because only one survived of the two that I tried to put in. I put one on each end of the bed. Well, I put one on that side of the bed, one on the other side, and that one didn't make it. So I was hoping that would be enough. Apparently it's not enough for this size bed. I would have had to put maybe one or two more on this end as well so they could kind of wind their way through and meet in the middle, I guess. I don't know if I'm just using the wrong kind of squash, which is also a possibility. I did put in my beans. Here, I'm going to get a different angle to show you. So I did put in my beans. Their beans are just along the center, along the trellis. I wasn't sure. Some of these corn plants, like this one, is really short. I mean, I'm squatting down, and I was taller than it squatting down. And have you ever seen this happen? I've never seen corn do this, where it's like it's coming out of the top like that. It's weird. Anyways, the corn, some of it's pretty tall, but it just feels like it's awful sparse for the spacing. I think I put them 12 inches apart, and I think I could have done 8 inches, honestly, and been okay. But, kept the rows the same, but put them a lot closer in each row. I did have, I don't know if you can see it in there, there is a tomato plant that volunteered itself. So that one is volunteer. It's doing pretty good. Got some beets on the other side. So they are doing okay. I do need to throw down some compost. I haven't fed anything, and I noticed that some of my stuff is just not doing well, and I think it just needs some compost. I do have some chicken poop that I need to start composting properly and getting that in there. Broccoli is finally starting to broccoli. And then back on the end of this bed, I did have some, so that's supposed to be fennel. It went to seed, so I don't think it's good anymore. I should probably just pull it. I did have a volunteer pea, so obviously when I was pulling out pea plants, I must have dropped one and it volunteered itself to grow. But I do have new peas growing in here. I am hoping that the birds will stay away for now, but we'll see. But this patch over here, I threw down a bunch of seeds. So it was like lettuce and beets and a cabbage and broccoli and just stuff. I was chaos gardening. Nothing came up. Absolutely nothing. I think something came through and ate my seeds. So I think I have time. I might be able to do it again. We're going away for a couple days. Just a really, really short weekend trip to the coast. But I might throw down some more seeds, but kind of rough up the soil a little bit and hide them a little. So I don't know what happened to it, but yeah, they didn't survive. The apple tree, I know it's really hard to see through this netting. The apple tree is doing really well. The netting, if you want to keep bugs away organically, just go with netting. This is a micro mesh. I'll try to link it below. I don't have any affiliate links. I can use an Amazon affiliate link, but I really don't have affiliate links for this. But this is the best way to keep it protected. As soon as petal drop happens, so basically after they've been fertilized, if you throw up netting, nothing's getting to them unless you got holes in your nets. So we have had no more damage. We've only got the damage that happened when the fruit was exposed. So since we've covered it up, we haven't had any new damage. So the bug solution didn't really work for us, and I don't know why. But the netting does. And it's just the fact that we don't have enough poles and nets to cover all of our trees that is our limiting factor, because we've got cherry trees we want to protect from the birds, and we've got apple trees we want to protect from maggots, and every year we put in more trees every year. It's just, it's funny. We don't have any more room. We're on a 1/4 acre lot, and we keep putting in more trees. It's kind of funny. My strawberries are absolutely taking over. I hate these strawberries. I hate picking them because they're so annoying to find. They don't do very well. These are the white hula berries, but they have just totally taken over, and my garden is pretty messy. I went through and weeded recently, but you know, it's just backbreaking. But I dug out my cucumbers, so I got a couple of them. There's one there that's not doing very well, and there's one there that's not doing very well, and it's because of we have bindweed here. It looks like morning glory, but it's bindweed, and it just takes over. I do have, these are my good strawberries, so we have to get to them before the slugs. So chickens are going to have a feast today. Give that to the chickens. We put in a few more strawberries. These ones actually, they are supposedly the same variety, but they have purple flowers. I don't know if you can see that. It's a purple flower on the strawberry. So it's kind of cool. I do know that there is a variety that does have purple flowers, just purple flowers, but we didn't specifically buy this one with purple flowers, so it's kind of fun to have it. And over here, I don't know if you can see them, so these sort of cables, the lines, the strawberries are finally starting to put out runners, so I've been trying to train the runners to come to this side of the scallop border. We do have to move the scallop border, but this is kind of a path that we walk on, and it was a mistake to put these strawberries here, so you know, it is what it is. I will eventually move them. So we did rip back some more of the hula berries, and I took out some of these flowering leeks just to make room for a few more strawberry plants. Now my tomato plants that are going along the back, they are not doing awesome, but they are growing. And then it's just a wall of strawberries that they're actually taking over the lawn. Back here I do have, I don't know if you can see this fuzzy fern stuff. Those are my asparagus. I thought that they didn't make it, but apparently they actually did survive the winter. Trying to go around the tree. And then, oh, look at that. So that is a walnut. It was planted by a squirrel. And then over here, so this is a funny little story. This random patch in the middle of our lawn, it's not really in the middle, but this random patch in our lawn, we had a cherry tree here. We made the mistake of moving it here, so we moved the tree from one bad location to another bad location. We finally had to move it again. I felt so bad for this poor tree. Well, we got a pile of chicken poop over there from when we had them in the brooder, and then, you know, when they first started in the coop. Well, I moved some of that dirt from the pile over here. It had tomato seeds in it. I don't know if they had pooped them out or if it was tomato seeds from, you know, when I just threw in tomatoes. But they volunteered and grew in this patch. So we've just been mowing around them. They're doing really well. So these ones are actually doing so much better than my other tomato plants, which shows me that I do need to start taking this chicken poop and start spreading it in the garden. I was going to wait until fall, but I might need to scrape it out and sort of top dress a little, you know, as much as I can into whatever garden spaces I have. And then I need to, their coop, the run, is starting to pile up with poop piles again, so I need to kind of go through and just scrape some of that back and, you know, give them a fresh layer of places to scratch. So that's sort of how the outdoor garden is doing. The raised beds are, I mean, they're doing pretty good. This is some of the marigold my daughter had planted. Oh, I got some bindweed in the back. Get some more marigold. I think this was not calendula. Yeah, calendula. I don't know what this tall thing is, but marigold. I got California poppies. Some of the onions. The onions aren't doing as well as I thought they would. They kind of bulbed, and then they just kind of gave up. So, and then this is the thyme. The thyme is doing really well. Again, the onions, I thought they were being clever by putting them up here, and I had put fertilizer in these beds, and nope, they're not doing very well. But I do have a little bit of basil that volunteered. This is some Thai basil. There's actually quite a few little Thai basil volunteers. So this one's, herb-wise, the herbs are doing really well. I did put in, so this is a little piece of chive I put in. I'm not a fan of the flat chive, but it's doing okay. And then this is basically the mint has just taken over. It's pretty bad. There's a couple little bits of thyme in here as well that just were mixed in with mint, but mostly this is just mint. This is why you don't put mint in the ground. This mint has really taken over. So, and then the sage is taken over as well, but we put that there expecting that. So this is my cat mint. I think the cat is still eating the cat mint. I found some more like lemon balm or, you know, I think it's either lemon balm or bee balm. I did find a bunch of chamomile growing in the garden, so I just ripped it out and stuck it in there, and we'll see what happens. But it's kind of getting late in the season. I don't think it'll self-seed and put out any good flowers. So, and then this is the lemon balm, bee balm, mint that I can never remember what it is either. But it's doing pretty good. But yeah, the garden is doing well. I might get a couple of beets. So I got a beet there. There's actually 2 growing in the same hole, but only one's doing well. And then over here, I got a couple, I think it's 2, no, there might be 3 there. So hopefully I could do a very small batch of pickled beets for you. I really want to do some pickled beets and show you how I do it, because we do it a little bit differently, and it really gets rid of that sort of musty, like dirt taste. I never knew what a beet tasted like, because I had always eaten my mom's pickled beets. And then when I had a beet for the first time that wasn't like the pickled with the spice in it, it was very eye-opening. I didn't care for it very much. So, yeah. And I did have a big empty spot here. The corn didn't do very well. I think that's because I had something else growing here. It was the turnip. I went back and looked at my seed packet. It turns out it said rutabaga, but it was a purple top rutabaga, which I actually think is a turnip. I think it's actually a turnip, because I picked it, I ate it, it tasted like a turnip. It was a mild version of a turnip, but it was not yellow inside. It was not a rutabaga. I was so upset because I specifically bought it because it said it was a rutabaga. Oh, so bad, so bad. So anyways, that is how the outdoor garden is doing. We've got lots of stuff coming up soon. I hope my corn does well. I mean, this is the first time I've actually had the corn come up and tassel and flower on top and all that, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. I will have to plant my garlic soon. I think that's beginning to mid-September, so if you're in zone 7-ish, you're probably going to want to get yours in around that time as well. But yeah, the garden is doing well. So I will have an update on the Aerogardens next week. The Aerogarden, not much has changed. I took out the cherry tomatoes, and everything else just, they basically looks the same. So you're not missing anything out of that, but I will hopefully have some stuff going on the 3D printer, and maybe things will be a little bit different next week. So I hope you found this video useful. I will have some videos up at the end that you might also enjoy, and I will see you next time on the Aerogarden Homestead.